Hello for another video of the GIOIELLO project. Um, the truth is you can also use this video, what I'm going to teach you, whenever you sew prints and seams. So I made the prints and seams for the full bust version, and the trick of sewing correctly the prints and seam is, the first thing to do is to keep the side part on top when you're sewing, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And if you need to do any alterations, or maybe because here you have fabric in excess, or here, you should do the alterations of this side part. So here you can eliminate if you have fabric in excess here, or here you can maybe a half centimeter here, but I would rather pick here, because it's better to keep this part looking as straight as possible. I chose to cut this part in another color so you can see better how I move the fabric. One important thing is to know the apex, where you need to have the notches of the apex. So this is important. And for this project, and usually when you have seam allowances already included, you know that here it's calculated for you, so you start exactly with the, how can I say, when you draft it yourself, you maybe have here a point and you never know where to start, but here you exactly start by putting two pieces of fabric even. Okay, now put a pin here. I turned on the light because I see better. So for those of you who are experts, you can directly sew and you know how to do this. I don't have to teach you, I think. But for those of you who are not experts, what you can do is first you can baste with the sewing machine. Baste at 1 centimeter with the sewing machine. Exactly what I'm doing here, you do with the sewing machine, and then you use the overlocker. So it's basted in place and maybe it's easier for you. Here we have a knit material. In case we didn't have a knit material, in case we had, for example, cotton or something, not elastic, also in this case, you can do a stay stitch all around. Here it won't happen a lot, because what happens is that this part here, you see, it's cut on bias. So it tends to stretch. And it's a little bit difficult to stitch. In this case, no, it doesn't happen because we have a knit. Knits don't stretch in bias. So, but it can help you anyway to do a stay stitch all around. What is a stay stitch? A stay stitch is a stitch that you do with a long stitch, for example 3 or 4, that helps how to say, stabilize the fabric. No, it stabilizes this part here. Since I'm talking about this, I might as well show you. So you see here it's 4 for me. Now I'm going to stabilize it all over. So you start stitching. You can do this at 1 centimeter. Here is the allowance is 1 centimeter. And now while you're doing, just keep the finger, you see this finger behind. It helps stabilize, gather a little bit of fabric. You won't see this big difference with knits, but with cotton, with fabric that stretches in bias, you will see, you can see a big difference. Okay, so you go on like this until the end. Here it is with the stay stitch. Now, if you're not an expert, before coming to the overlocker, as I said, just do as I'm doing with the sewing machine and baste it to these two pieces together. Now I'm going to show you directly how you do it on the overlocker, but the logic is the same. Now you start and you keep the needle down, and now slowly, I only have one hand available because with the other one I keep it a cell phone. I'm filming. You're going to move this part, so you don't try to pin. Don't try to pin because you. I remember when I first stitched my princess seam, I went back to my teacher, said there must be something wrong with this pattern. I cannot pin. I cannot stitch them together. I remember her laughing. Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do this. So here we have the apexes. So we start, and we what you're going to do is to rotate this piece. So slowly you are stitching and you are rotating. See, rotating this a little bit at a time. Just keep rotating, and at the same time you just be aware that these two notches, see, are at the same height. That this one is not too. It's easy to don't how you say don't move this piece in correct way so it is on top or above this notch. So all the time be aware of the notches, okay? And slowly continue. See, so it's perfect, you see. So once you did this part, now you can also pin if you want. Now it's easier, but just the and if you're sewing cotton, the stay stitch will help you a lot on this first part. Okay, now finish till the end. Here it is. You can also see it on the other part. You can also you do the same thing on the other part. Sorry, and you see it's exactly this difference in this part that is so rounded that gives us the space for the bust. You see. So now you want to now you need to press it. I usually, when I have these seams, I usually take like a pillow, like a small pillow, and you put it under and use it because it's rounded. Pillows are rounded, and it helps me. Don't try to press it flat because it's going to look very, very bad. So put a little pillow under and then like this. Don't follow its curve and now press. Okay. Here we have a very small seam, so we don't have to cut. But if you're using cotton, you would need to or reduce the seam or just do a little cuts here so it can, how can I say, the fabric can relax now. Because when we have rounded seams, they tend to look bad if we don't cut them, okay? Okay. Another thing I want to tell you is if not only on this project, but generally, if this is too big for you, for your breast, you can modify it here. It's just this point here. Maybe just calculate how much you need to eliminate. Maybe start with 1 centimeter here and just reduce the curve. Reduce the curve, and this is how you can change it so that it fits you if it's too big. Also here you can reduce a little bit the curve, but I would start here. Okay, thank you for watching and have a nice day.